What's going on, guys? Icy Popper stood to play here with another Minecraft video, and in today's Minecraft video we're checking out my City Xbox One edition. Last time I did one of these world tours was for Stampy's Lovely World and the 360 edition of the City. This was basically when I was a kid, and this one is during COVID, and a new and improved one is currently being built. That started about 2-3 days ago. So, without further ado, let's see how much of this world we can explore in one video. I'm feeling there's gonna be 2 or 3 different videos because how much fair it is. Because I have been adding stuff to it almost every day for quite a few for a few years. I'd say at least 3 years. So, City Xbox One Edition Part 1. And before we do begin, let's just appreciate the nice, soothing music of Minecraft. It may not be the good original ones, but it's still good. But without further ado, let's not waste any more time and load the city up. And we are not starting at the very beginning of the world, but, well, I say beginning, the center, but we're starting off at one of the corners, and we're going to start off at one of the nearest corners that I've barely done any work in, which is just on the other side on the side of the toll. So this was the original plan I was going to go with and carry on with this world. Hence the old OGF logo for Fortnite. I was trying to make a little private area for builds that are in Fortnite, so I named it Fortland. And essentially this was the start of the Snoop Dogg agency that was in Chapter 2 Remix. And it was just going to be a load of Fortnite builds all over the place. But in the end, I wanted a whole new city and a whole new layout of everything, so this is where I've kind of left things, really. Because this is what happens when you run out of ideas, essentially. But let's go on the other side of this toll booth and see what there is. Actually, just get some milk so we can get the proper effect of most of this stuff. So, obviously it is getting night time, and I just want to kind of show what it looks like during the day and night without flicking it in between day and night every 2 seconds. I'm just going to use night vision and a bucket of milk, just so you get an idea of what it all looks like. So APCS is a made-up garage, and what that stands for is Airport Car Services. As you can see, there's a few cars. We have an M3, Ford Fusion, and a Suzuki Swift on ramps. We've got a 4-post ramp as well as a 2-post ramp, and of course you'd go to this area to fill in the documents and everything, as well as a car park on the outside. I don't know why there's an iron golem out here, but he seems badly damaged unless he came from that village over there. But next up, we do have Tokyo Airport. Honestly, I wanted an airport and I wanted a real name, so none other than Tokyo. We've got a large car park with a few buses and a transit van, because why not? And with my experience with transit drivers, especially the ones that have business vehicles, like they think they can park wherever they want when they want. So we've got a nice little seating area. So let's go into the airport. You've got all your lines. You've got your scheduled flights. So we're going to skip the line. No redstone, I'm afraid, so it's just essentially pretend you get your stuff in a conveyor belt, go through the security barriers, and we've got a section for airport staff only, which essentially is your check-in book and check-in area, as well as this door to get access to the outer side of the runway. We're just going to skip these queues again. I think that signs are the wrong way around, but oh well. What about this? Yeah, the signs are the wrong way around. Okay, we got a shop, WH Smith's. I guess I could have made it a bit more obvious. We got a clear and black glass. We have toilets, as well as a food court, a few seating, and 2 places of departure on your plane, as well as a table to put your stuff down if it needs to be. And essentially, what this is, it's supposed to be an airport vehicle, airport use only. Essentially, it would lower down and go as close to the aeroplane as possible. I had one of my friends help with this build. I say help. They only did the plane and the wind glider things. But if it wasn't for his help, I wouldn't have a proper passenger aircraft. Because the only one I did really build, aircraft-wise, is this little Japanese fighter plane and this entire runway. Let's just say it did take a few days to build, I will be honest. And I've also built a control tower. And to make life a little bit easier than going up this entire flight of stairs is the water elevator or water lift that takes you straight to the top without any hassle, and the same thing to go down, which takes a little bit longer going down than it is going up, but definitely quicker. Just a nice little design for lights, for the lighting, or it'd be pretty dark in here. Alright, now let's carry on adventuring. Over there, the road ends again, there's nothing there. I did plan on building some houses over there, but didn't end up doing it. I kept this village was already here. I just slightly modified it and put some doors on, and just put a road right through it. And then we've got a tram line. Updated tram coming soon. Coming soon has now become a never because, like I said, building my other city, and now the trams look a bit like odd-looking bars of glass in it. Right, let's just fly over here. So essentially, this tram line goes to this village over here. I was going to build some extra houses and whatnot, but you've got access to another village without any destruction. And it can stay as naturally... It can stay as natural as it was found, other than a massive tram station right next door to it. So let's get back across the tram line. And we got our first dealership to look at, and that is Toyota. Inside you've got your Mark IV Supra, your 86, a Mark V Supra, the MR2. I mean, the designs don't really go any further than this, really. Another 86, another 86, and another 86. What's on this side? Toyota GR Yaris and Toyota GR Supra. Okay, cool. Try to stick with the one design and even try to do a bit of Japanese kinji with Minecraft blocks. Essentially, what's that meant to say is Toyota in Japanese, and the road that goes nowhere, it just suddenly ends, and it just loops around. I even tried adding these like little bus stations. I think that was the most recent thing I've done in this city. We've got a fairly basic house. It looks small, but you've also got a downstairs, which makes it bigger in a way. As well as some more houses. We have a fire station and a police station. We'll check out the fire station first. Not much here at the moment, but you do have a fireman's pole. Emergency. Slide down, go into your garage, get in your fire truck, wait for the garage doors to open, and out you go. Then the same sort of style, but with the police station. I was actually able to fill in more of the area. We've got a place to store your police cars, as well as a few jail cells upstairs. This big thing over here, and I can't remember why I built this, and this is a Xbox Series X house. Quite literally nothing in here. There's 2, 3, 4 floors. It's the brightest part of the house. If I go downstairs and fly to the top. No, this door here was kind of supposed to represent the disk drive, but I tried to mark out the shape, but it has on the top. And which way should we go? Alright, we're going to check out that area in a minute when we loop around, but for now we're going to go up the A66. And see what we've got. 2 bus stations with the end of a road there. We have a Tesco's, a Poundland, and a Tesco fuel station. I've got a B&Q because when you can do it when you B&Q it. I can't remember very much saying when. There's also just another standard house. Most of these houses are left empty, so there's really no point in going inside them. I wanted something unique, so I built a strawberry house as well. And as you can tell, it is really, really small on the inside. It might as well be a tent. But we have a few more dealerships. We have Lexus with their LFA and ISF. I could have definitely built more of them, but Volvo, I didn't do the measurements before building this. That's why the sign's a bit skew-iff. But there's only 3 cars in here at the moment. The 850 Estate, V6, and V60 and the V50. And then we have Nissan. I tried to go in for a new styled logo. Quite a few in here. We have the 350Z, the R32 Skyline, the Polestar GTI-R, the Duke, R34 GTR, and a Nissan GTR, another GTR. Okay. Then we got Ford with their Mustang, Ford Racing Puma. Honestly, I put a big blower on the Mustang because why not? I use the iron ore to have a pebbled path that goes into a dealership to be greeted by a Ford Shelby GT500, Ford Fiesta, Ford Supervan 3, you know, that racing sort of one, and the Ford Fiesta ST. And then we get to this house here. It's a Nintendo Switch house, and I decorated the inside to make it look like you're playing that the Nintendo Switch is playing Minecraft in Minecraft. And of course, you can also enter the Nintendo Switch house itself. There was an armor stand there, but I don't know what happened to it. And we've got some extra detail, so always going to be bright in here. And it's just something unique. I think we should check out that area towards the end, because if we go up here, it'll loop around and down anyway, so let's fly over this bridge here and follow the road around, just so we don't spoil what's up ahead. So, we do have 3 small single houses here, or bungalows. We have a petrol station, BP petrol station, with nothing in it. Quite literally nothing in it. Like I said, this is a most of the buildings are empty. But honestly, this does look good at night. There's a small McDonald's with a really small drive-through all the way around. And this is it here. Very small, very basic. There's also a 7-Eleven. Where did this be coming from? There's also a 7-Eleven here. Open 7 AM to 11 PM every day. This is a American shop or restaurant. You got your coder machine. Not a lot of space. I think if I make one in my new city, it's going to be much bigger, and I kind of like how I did this garden area, so you got a little bit of nature to sit out in. Dr. Doofenshmirtz even incorporated from Phineas and Ferb, which looks pretty good. It did take a lot of time to build. I mean, the outside looks much more impressive than the inside, but other than that, I think it still looks. I would fly up, but there's nothing up here, as you can see in there. Tried making the glass dome on the top. Let's just drink some of that. Actually, speaking of night, it kind of, anything with these sort of lights on it kind of stands out more, especially in the dark. But we've got a few more dealerships. We have Citroen. Yeah, again, don't really measure it very well. We got the Citroen C1, C3, that, and 2 C4s, because you have the hatchback version and more of the van-looking SUV sort of thing. And then we have BMW here, where we have the i8, Z4, another Z4, I tried to represent the M Sport colours on the glass with the light blue, dark, standard blue, and red glass. Inside we have the X1, X5, M5, and M4 Coupe or Coupe. And then we have Audi, hits the 4 rings. Welcome to Audi, where you can have an A3, a Q7. You can actually buy the R8 LMS, which is the Le Mans track car, the Audi A6, or an Audi R8. You can buy yourselves an R8. And you've even got a nice little balcony bit where you discuss buying the car. So let's just go across the street to AMG. There's a few Mercedes inside. You have the SLS AMG, or you can casually buy the AMG GT4 race car or the GT3 race car, or an SLR. And there's a few cars behind the back as well, being the AMG GT Black Series and the CLK GTR. And then we have Ferrari. I've tried to make the dealerships look somewhat realistic. We have a Ferrari FF, the F40, the XXXK, the 458 Italia, and there's a few more behind here. The building being the F50, F40 Competizione, for FXX, and the 458 Italia. Even though there's already one inside the shop. It was definitely the Italia inside the shop. Yes, we've got 2 Italias, one in red and one in yellow. Natural mountain there. Cross the bridge. And we'll go down the A1 here, because there's a roundabout which only leads to this road, which was eventually going to go into this village, but couldn't work out the right way to do it with that, to make it look neat as well. But we'll go back down the A1 underneath this tunnel, which I also try to reblend back into the reblend in the terrain. And yeah, we've got to this other part of the city. But honestly, it looks like a load of little towns than a city, and that's for one thing. And that's the other thing that made me want to build a new city, to make it look more like a city instead of a bunch of towns. We got loads of houses. The snow is actually really annoying, and just a few different styled houses. Let's go down here first. We also have a Shell garage, a B&M. I could have made the design much better, and there's really not a lot in here. I tried filling up as many of these chests as possible, but it got it's a bit time consuming. We have a fake tree made out of green glass and glowstone. We have a milkshake stand inspired by Stampy Longhead, also known as Stampy Longnose. Because honestly, I saw him build this in one of his videos. I was like, I've got to have this in my city. And yeah, it ended up being right next to the bar. And quite a bit of seating in this place. With another little house on the corner. And another village house, which was there already. And it also has a little path to a beacon. It's exactly at 0, 0. Right slap bang the center of this map. I don't think there's a sign up or anything. Yeah, no, it wasn't. And essentially what this snow is covering is a car park. But if we just fly back to the main area. Okay, which way shall we go? Ah, yes. Let's just carry on going down here for now. We have another house next to another house next to a little, and we've got a little bee farm here. And I did this when bees first got added to the game. So, however long that has been. And this is supposed to be like a mini multi-story garage car park. You'd be lucky to fit your car in here. Also, I should make this residence only for... I should really make it residence only for these houses at this point. But if we do come down here, I've built another multi-story car park, which actually looks a lot better than that one. So you can actually fit your car in here. And if you go upstairs, you've got a little cafe to enjoy. Especially when I go to this next build. As I was saying, you can have a nice cafe while you wait for your bus at this bus station that I built. I tried to symbolize the bus symbol, and this is when these banners and shape came into use. Hence the white banner in here to just try to make a universal symbol. Let's fly down here. We got a little car park next to his college. So let's go inside. This was supposed to be a replica of a real building, but obviously dealing with lack of information. You got a classroom. More classrooms. This is supposed to be the computer room. And these metal doors are supposed to be emergency exits, so we're not going to go through them just yet. And there's more classrooms along here and along here, with another set of stairs that goes all the way up to nothing and nothing. So not much of a replica because I didn't know where half of this went. I was going to make this area a bit of a food court, research learning center, just some chill out zone, a little bit of leaves, bushes, loads more classrooms. There's supposed to be lockers, classrooms, 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 workshop, and garage. And if we fly over here, The next building is a Q8 petrol station, and if you don't know where Q8 is, I believe it's in Belgium. I think it was. Can't remember. It's been a while since I built this up. I believe it's in Belgium. We got another wooden house. We've got a CX where you can buy your PS4, Xbox One, DVDs, Blu-rays, DS games, Wii U games, Nintendo Switch games, PS3 games, and Xbox 360 games, as well as computers and phones behind the glass. So there's that. And then we have game, with Xbox games being on one side, Wii and Wii U games on the other, with Nintendo games, as well as PlayStation games. Even though realistically at this point, game is mostly full of plushies than games at this point, really. You go into a game shop, you got like Legos, plushes, cups, and barely any games at this point. And there's a mini subway here as well. Subway you can sit outside if you want to. Small checkout area. And a door that goes into the garden nature bit. Now we can fly down here, where we have Stampy's clock tower. I had a friend help with it because I did have the odd dimensions wrong, or I say help is mostly with this clock tower time bit, but we tried to replicate it as it's basically a copy and paste from Stampy's World at this point, just because of how much we try to replicate it. TikTok shop. We have the we tried to replicate the inside of the shop as well from Stampy's Lovely World. Inspired Stampy, made by Icy Porpoise, players helped, Peter XD. So I'll tag his channel in this video, just as a thanks for helping me with this build. And we can even go upstairs. I'm gonna fly up because it's just gonna be so much quicker. And this is what upstairs looked like. There's really nothing here. It was just a waste of time flying up. But at least the downstairs. But we tried to make this as realistic as if it was a full-on copy from Stampy's World, because honestly it looks great, and honestly it looks good in any world. I reckon I'll be doing another one of these in my new city, but time to go to the next place. Brick house, quartz house, a really small wooden house with a greenhouse there, a road that quite literally leads to nowhere again. There's a lot of them. Didn't realise there's this many. We have the house in the colours of the German flag, being yellow, black and red. This is supposed to be a hotel, but as you can see there's nothing in the room, so we're just better off just flying above it and looking through the windows. As well as a unfinished map of the city. So this was made by Peter. This was before his name tag was Peter XD, and last updated was around 2020, 2021. Can't remember, so I just named it 21 or 2020. I mean, but as you can see, this map is so outdated. So outdated. So we are here in this. Well, we are currently in this chunk. And it kind of shows how big this world is. Wait a second. It's been a copy and paste. You can see here that this area has been copied and pasted over here, but slightly updated. It looks all over the place. But I've left it here for good old sakes. A few more houses. Nothing in it. You can see what the design is though. Greenhouse. This was supposed to be a bank. This was like one of the first things I built. And I did the same system as I did on the 360. I use these water systems, so you throw the money in, as you can see, money in these chests. So the cashier will throw the money in that water source and the customer will pick it up. Essentially. Oh, shoot. If we go down here, we have 3 more houses. Or 4 actually, is 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I wanted to do something with this dead land. So I was like, let's make a few bridges and put a few houses around. So I say houses. Most of these houses, quote unquote, are bungalows at this rate. Yeah, somebody wanted a green house in my world, so I just went full green and brick. And then we have this place. I think I built this when lanterns were new. Also, I'd usually use torches. This was the first house I built, and quite literally nothing's been added to this wall since the world's been built. Another house. It kind of got asked for watchtower. Down here we have a few more houses. The Dorsrow one is on that side, but as you can see it's on the hill, so I was like, might as well blend it into the land. This is my underwater house. There's quite literally nothing downstairs. But it took ages to build and clear out all the water. And the only thing in this room is a sofa with a massive TV. And we'll get to that in a second. We have the NHS, when the rainbow represented the NHS during COVID. I even used the slogans of help the NHS, stay at home, save lives, because that was the whole campaign with the NHS. You'd show your support with one of these rainbows, and basically that slogan. So, no, it is not the gay hospital. Before anyone starts commenting that in the comments. I let one person tour my world once and they ended up building a TIE fighter. Couldn't remember who it was. So, whoever's in my world, thank you for the TIE fighter. Only thing I did was build a path around it. Just so it looks more like it's part of the city. And we have a greenhouse. This is when these blocks were new to the game, as well as these doors. And the fish, some of the fish ain't dead. The clownfish are dead. But the pufferfish seem fine. I don't know where I've gone wrong, where they're just sitting at the bottom. I was trying to make it like swim around, but they're kind of stuck at the bottom for some reason, and don't know why. Alright. Towards the lighthouse. And what this was supposed to be is a little bit like a Euro tunnel, but a tunnel under the water. Even though I could just build a bridge, this took a few days to do as well. Mainly because getting rid of all the water took ages, even though I was using sponges. So there's the lighthouse that we saw before going into the tunnel. And another house. We'll go there in a second. I ended up building in a desert near a desert temple, so I kept the temple and just converted it into the house. So everything in this temple is the same, other than the base going all the way down to the bottom and going upstairs to the top. Quite literally, nothing's changed of that temple other than that center point. And a few more houses. This may not look like the greatest, but yet again, it was a build with the new blocks that just got added at that point in time, as well as a sandstone and birch sort of house. And because you wouldn't really see trees in a desert, here's one made out of concrete. And there's another house. So, and just to support the bridge a bit more, because realistically you won't be supporting it with these wooden beams. I built the just some stone arch and did this to add a bit of detail so it's not just some brick wall. So let's go over here to the docks, where yet again Peter has made another lighthouse, and this is supposed to be a ferry. We have a few flags on the top here. We have the European Union flag, France, Italy and Germany. At the bottom here we have the underground garage bit where you'd load up your cars, and we have a few different languages here. We have English, German, and I believe Italian. I can't really remember. There's 2 floors. Well, sort of. We have a few places to eat. Level 1. We got the front deck here. And if we go upstairs, more seatings, an arcade and more toilets. We got Dance Dance Revolution, table tennis, load of PCs, and upstairs, again, staff only, where you drive the ship, and that's just, these doors here is another balcony you can stand on out here. And there's one more thing as well. If I go in this way and then up and around, staff only. There's a long staircase to quite literally nothing. I was gonna build a load of engines and make it like the engine room or something like that, but didn't happen in the end. Had other stuff to build and I knew nobody would really see it, so in the end I didn't really bother. Which is a shame because I think it looked quite cool if I ended up building it. Now we'll take the M1 over the Golden Gate Bridge. This was inspired, or should I say inspired, by the Golden Gate Bridge in America. Can't really remember what state of America it was in, but I think it's near, was it New York maybe? I don't know. But no, it won't be New York. Or maybe it might, I don't know. We've got a few buses and lorries on the motorway at the moment. That's the only cars already built outside of a dealership. We've got the M1 exit campsite because it's right next to the M1. A few tents. A random fox next to some nicer houses. And this tiny thing. You can quite literally fit a bed, a crafting table, and a furnace, and maybe that's about it. This building with the looks quite good. Some of these are like inspiration off Pinterest. Same with that one. Another bridge across some water to another multi-story car park. I'll just do a quick fly up. No cars in that at the moment. But next door is a bus station. Look at that, this was the first bus station I made in this city. And there's two llamas in here. Why is there llamas in the bus station? Okay, never mind. Screaming to see what's going on. But there's also a little extra feature down here. There is a subway station. We have the tube. I tried to replicate it. I tried to make it look a little bit like the London tube, but it kind of looks like a paracetamol tablet with doors and windows. And I tried doing the effect of concrete, black concrete on each side, because in natural light, if you get rid of the night vision, but you can't see it. I went that far back. You think the tunnel goes on further, and it even works when you're inside the train itself. You think it goes further because you're going into darkness, and you think you're going further because you're going into darkness, but in reality, it's just a little bit of concrete to make that sort of illusion happen. But it's not really an illusion now because well, it still is, because without night vision, you wouldn't know it stops there. So let's carry on going down here. I've explored this city pretty quickly. Across another bridge. I thought this was going to take a few episodes, not going to lie. That's why I said part 1 at the start, but honestly I think we can get all done in this one video because we're nearly at the end already. Honestly, I thought this city would be much bigger, but oh well, it's what happens when you have so many roads extending to places. Next we have essentially a Japanese area of the world. Well, I'll say Japanese. It's basically the Kinji for anime. And I say that because it's some anime inspired buildings. I say that because we have a high school. I tried copying it off the show Toradora. And I even made the gymnasium with a Christmas tree from the Christmas special of the show, as well as the little dirt track behind when they did for Sports Day. We have Fujiwara Tofu Shop. I could probably make it better now, but yeah, it kind of looks better from the outside than the inside. I don't think there's any point in taking this inside. We have the GS station, which was essentially the petrol station in Initial D. With the garage that you'd always see your katana in. We've got this place, this academy, water fountain and everything. If you know, you know already, but if I fly all the way upstairs, there's going to be a sign with a reference on where it's from. Got Research Club. If you don't know what the Occult Research Club is, I'm only going to say one. I'm only going to say one word. Well, I say one word. I'm only going to say a few words, and people who know will know. High School DxD. But I've also did the same with this build. I think it's inside the building. No, I didn't do it on that one. But I definitely did do it with the Fujiwara Tofu shop. Initial D. Next up is these three houses. Not from an anime, but Japanese inspired. Then you go up here to a ship with a few houses on. You'd be asking yourselves, why is there houses on a ship? With a tank inside one of the garages connected to the school. And that is because it is Orai Girls Academy from Girls and Panzer. And I didn't clear out all the water to finish the stairs. Okay. We're gonna pretend that we didn't explore that area. And there's a few more flaws to this place. But you got loads of houses. You got a clothes shop. Japanese flag, even though the colours are the wrong way around. But well, welcome to the bakery. And these are the prices. For cooked food, your fish is 2,000 yen, your meat is 1,000 yen. Bakery items, not too bad. As well as a another watchtower. Tried to go for a different theme on the car park further down. Next we have another school. And it is I'm butchering this up already. Sushin Academy. There we go. From the inspiration from the anime, none other. There's no sign here. But I'll tell you the name in a second. From the anime, I'll tell you in a second. I'll show you the sign. If you didn't know where it is from the name already, you will, if you've seen the show, you would know. A bit too high. From the show, you'll know this room here. It's the student council room. With these names on it. It is from Kaguya-sama Lover's War. We have the names of the student council members. I don't know if I should bother reading them out as I look like a complete weeb. But saying I made an anime part of this city anyway, I think I'm weebed enough already. So we have the student council president Miyuki Shirogane, vice president Kaguya Shinomiya, secretary Chika Fujiwara, and Yui Ishigami, and Miko Ino. Oh my god, I feel like a right weeb saying it out loud now. And out the door we go to our next building in Anime Land. We have the Fukikawa Bakery from the anime, none other Then Clanad and Clanad After Story, which is basically season 2, with the names of the bread in the show. I tried to use pictures to get the price as realistic as possible as it was in the show, as well as the names. Upstairs is the rooms, or I say rooms, a room upstairs. Quite spacious, saying how small it is in a bakery. But there's another building next door that we'll check out. And it's this building here. I quite like the design I did first place. And it is Cafe Lico Rico from the anime Licorice Recoil. You got like little tables there, as well as your bedroom area. And then we have a road that goes to nowhere, and a road and path that goes into Japan, with the Kinji, that's Japan, and the flag. We only have 2 buildings in here at the moment, and that is A1 Pictures, which is one company that's made anime, A1 Pictures Showboard, SAO, which is Sword Art Online. Haven't seen it, but date for it. We have a bit of help, thanks to a bit of help on Google. And we also have Avex, which is the Japanese music company. Well, not a company, but, well, Avex is like anime music release titles. I can't really fully remember what they do, but this is the only 2 animes that I've added with their release dates. With a road that almost goes into the village. And we are getting towards the end of the tour, because I honestly thought it'd take much longer to get to this point. But honestly, I'm surprised it's this quick. E1A, that's I should think it was the one of the highways in Japan. I don't know why I named it that, but before we go and explore that island, we have a few cars. I've made a One Good Midnight reference as well, with the Nissan Z, the R32, and the Porsche 911 Turbo racing on the highway, with the odd van, and I don't think they're really car with towing a trailer in the show. On the other side of the road there is a wide load highway maintenance vehicle with a trailer with cars on, and some more cars. We got a road that splits off down to the A66, or you can carry on going up the A1M. Oh look, a shipwreck. And because we're on this side, let's take a look at this ship I built. It's supposed to be a cargo container ship, and I tried to make it we had multicolored cargoes, so it doesn't look like one color. Because I wanted some wildlife nearby, I put squid spawners in here. So as you can see, you got standard squid and glow squids. And now we can go down here. Old style street lamp. We have a clock tower. I very much used the reference off the internet for this design. Can't tell you where it is. And there's quite literally nothing in here other than a nice viewing point on this part of the town. But if we go over here, we have Asda. We have an Asda in the city. A few shelves, check out. House. Loads more houses. A downhill big drived house. Loads more houses over here. But like I've said, there's nothing inside of them. And we have a Sainsbury's with nothing inside it. Now we can go down here for the last couple of builds. Well, I made the underground shop because it's quite literally a shop in the mountain, which you can kind of say it's underground because that's above ground and that's in the ground, so under, I don't know. We have a flag museum. We have other random flags as well as country flags. We have the United Arabs, Netherlands, Belgium, Scotland, England, Sweden, Romania, Estonia, Bulgaria, Denmark, Finland, United Kingdom, Germany, France, Russia, Ukraine, Italy, Ireland, Japan, Poland, Colombia, Estonia, and of course the USSR. Even though it's not really a country, but still a cool flag in my opinion. Even though the USSR is no such thing no more. And yeah, I'm not even going to carry on. We have more flags in here, which is basically demonstrations of the banners. Oh, so that's how you get the banner pattern effect. Okay. And even a torch, because why not? I made a torch banner, which was also inspired by Pinterest. As well as a nice little cafe eating area upstairs. And if you get bored, you can sit downstairs while your wife, kid, husband, whatever, wants to look at the flags. And then there's this house here. I think this was another building inspired by Pinterest. Which, not a lot in there. I mean, you could see everything else in here from the outside anyway. But honestly, I honestly thought this would be a couple of episodes, but it wasn't. And on that note, if you did enjoy the content, please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you guys all next time.